Alright, so in today's video we are going to make a high-low game in Scratch. So um, in this game basically the computer generates a random number and then it asks the user to guess the number. So if the user gives the answer which is too high, then it says that your answer is too high, try again. And if the user answers and his answer is like too low, then it will again prompt him that your answer is too low. So eventually the user narrows down his range of numbers and eventually reaches the answer. For example, let's suppose the computer has generated a number between 1 and 100, and for example the number was 64. So first of all, if users enter 50, then it will say that your number is like too low and try again. So user knows that the answer is not less than 50, so it must be more than 50. So the next time it answers like 70 or something, and computer says that your answer was too high, then the user knows that it's between like 60 and 70, and that's how it actually narrows down the answer and eventually gets the answer. So so let's start it. So first of all, we name the project, for example, high-low. So actually let's make the background a bit prettier. So we go to the backdrops and uh, we can select anyone, like for example the chalkboard. I think it's fine, and we can change the sprite as well. Let's delete the older sprite and create a new sprite, a bit better one, like I think this one maybe. I think we should go with the we should go with Ben, I think. So mm, so what so it will be the Ben who is going to ask us all of these questions. So in the script, we first of all start our software or program, whatever, with the when the flag is clicked. When this flag is clicked, then we start this whole script. So when it is clicked, first of all it will tell that what he's going to do. So let's say hello, um, we are going to ask some questions. So I am going to ask some questions, I mean. So I am going to so after that, first of all we need to generate a random number so we can later compare against it when the user enters. So for this we go to the variables tab, and then we make a variable, for example generated number, and then we ask the user to enter. No, after this we generate a random number. So for this we go to the I think sensing, no, yes, we go to the operators, and we use the pick random. So we pick random between 1 and 100, and it is basically a value, so we have to plug it somewhere. For this we've created a random number, and we set the value of this generated number to a random number between 1 and 100. So now the computer will generate a random number between 1 and 100 and assign it to the generated number. So after this we ask the user to enter his guess. So for example, uh, what is your guess between 1 and 100? So whatever the user answers, we have to store his answer as well in a variable. So we create another variable, answer. We name it answer. No, we can name it user answer, and we set its value to like um, to yes, we set its value to the answer that this ask block uh, had caused. So whenever user enters something in the ask block, it will get stored in this answer temporary variable, and we can just copy it from this answer to our custom variable, which is the user answer. So after this, uh, we have to mm, we have to check if the answer that the user entered was more than the random number or less than the random number. So we can use an if else block, and we can use operators. If the user answer was like equal to the generated number, then say that it's then say your answer was correct, like this, say correct. But else if this is not the case, then we have two possibilities: either the answer was greater than the generated number or less than the generated number. So we again make a nested if statement. So uh, mm, if the user answer was like greater than the generated number, then we can say that oh, if it was greater than the generated number, then we can say that your answer is too high. And uh, else it is your answer is too low. Of course, your answer is too low. So it will actually work for a single try because we haven't used any loop. So it will work. Hello, I'm going to ask some questions, and for example I guessed 60 and it said that your answer is too high, and then the program ends because we have nothing to loop, we are not repeating anything. So let's put this part uh, into a loop. So we create a repeat until block. Repeat until what? Until the answer is correct. So repeat until, and the condition for until will be uh, until we can just duplicate this condition. Until the user answers equals the generated number, then do all of this. Keep asking the number from 1 to 100 and keep checking every time if the answer is high or low or correct. And if it is correct, then we can finally just exit the loop because this condition will be true, this one. And after it uh, comes out of the loop, then we just say the program ended. And now just test it. uh, let's test it. We should actually hide this generated number, these two variables, because if we are showing it, then of course it is of no use. So first of all we hide the variables here, this and this, and now just test it again. Oh yes, we should actually set the user answer to 0 initially because we have to reset it every time. So set the user answer to 0 and set the generated number from 1 to 100, and then repeat until the user answers equals the generated number, and keep asking the user, and uh, keep comparing the answer. So let's do it, let's test it. Oh, the problem is that it does not, it actually, uh, this say block is like shadowed by the ask statement again, so we cannot read it. So we should use something like say for 2 seconds. For example, say this for 2 seconds, like this, and also same for this. Uh, we should replace with these blocks, so it will stay for like 2 seconds before moving uh, again, like this. And okay, so now let's test it. Your answer is too low, and it should be like more than 50, so 80. Your answer is too high. It's something between 50 and 80, so maybe 70. It's still high. It should be between 60 and 70, so 65. It's still too high. 55. It's still too high. It must be between 50 and 55. So 51, no, it's low. It is more. 52, no, and 53. Yes, it was 53. So the program ended. So this is how we are going to make the high-low game, and that's all. Thank you for watching, and you can subscribe my channel for game development content. I mainly make games using Godot engine, but sometimes I do Scratch as well. So thank you.